Hi everyone, today we are about to start a new lesson, lesson number 9. 你儿子在哪儿工作? Where does your son work? The keyword is the red one, 哪儿, which means where or which place. So in this lesson, we are going to learn how to describe the location of something or someone and how to ask the location. Okay, let's start. And we will also start with Chinese characters, 汉字. In the lessons before, we have learned many kinds of Chinese characters. They are single component structure, left-right structure, left-middle-right structure, top-bottom structure, and top-medium-bottom structure. In lesson number 9, we will also learn some new single component characters and a new kinds of structure. Okay, let's see the new single component characters. The first one is 子, which means child, but in the earliest stage, it indicates baby. As you can see, in ancient time, it was the shape of a baby. And 子 consists of 3 strokes. And now you can stop the video and write it yourself. Okay, the second one is 弓, which was the kind of tool in the ancient time, and it's about this shape. And gong also consists of 3 strokes, and now you can also stop the video and write gong yourself. Now I will introduce a new structure, half enclosure. All of these kind of characters can be divided into 2 parts, one of which is surrounded by the other in either 2 sides or 3 sides. Okay, let's move to the new words, 词语. There are all the new words we have to learn today, and in order to make it easy to memorize, I divide them into several parts. Okay, the first part is people, 人. We have learned some family members, and now there are more. Okay, now please read after me. 妈妈, 爸爸, 女儿, 儿子, 爷爷, 奶奶, 哥哥, 弟弟, 姐姐, 妹妹. And now you can stop the video and read it by yourself. And please pay attention to the tones. Oh, there's a big family. We already know that she is called Mama. He is called Baba. And how about the others? Yes, we can call the girls 女儿 and call the boys 儿子. But how to call them respectively? And also how to call the old people. Okay, now let's learn how to call them in Chinese. 爷爷, which means grandpa. 奶奶, which means grandma. 哥哥, which means the older brother. 姐姐 means the older sister. 弟弟 means the younger brother. And 妹妹 means the younger sister. Okay, now let's read after me. 爷爷, 奶奶, 哥哥, 姐姐, 弟弟, 妹妹. Okay, now you can read it yourself. I know these characters makes you crazy. So now let's make it easy to remember. First of all, let's remove some of them. The rest are 奶奶, 妈妈, 姐姐, and 妹妹. And we can find that all of them contain the same radical. Yes, which means female. That means all of them are female. And 姐姐 and 妹妹 because they're children, so they can be called 女儿. And from 奶奶's point of view, Mama can be also called 女儿. Okay, now let's look at the 爷爷 and 爸爸. They both contain the radical 父, which means father. It is easy to understand because 爸爸 means father and 爷爷 means father's father. Okay, the last two is 哥哥 and 弟弟, which 哥哥, the elder brother, is more complicated than 弟弟, the younger brother, and both of them can be called 儿子 because they are boys. Okay, let's come to the second part. 地点, place or location. These are what we have learned before. Let's read them together. 商店, 家, 学校, which means store, home, school. Today, we will learn a new one, 医院, which means hospital. And the people who works in 医院 is doctor, 医生. And you can find that both 医院 and 医生 contains the same character, 医, which means medicine, and 医生, 学生, they contain the same character, 生, which means people. And now, please read after me. 医院, 医生, 学生. Okay, besides this kind of location, there is another way to show location. Before that, let's learn some furnitures. 桌子 and 椅子, which means table and chair. Let's read after me. 桌子 椅子. Okay, now let's take the 桌子for example. The cat, 猫, can be put on the table, in front of the table, behind the table, and under the table. And these places where we put cat, 猫, can be called 上面, 下面, 前面, 后面. To be noticed, they are all about the name of the location. And since they are all about the table, so we can put 桌子 in the front, like 桌子上面, 桌子后面, 桌子下面, 桌子前面. Okay, now please read after me. 桌子上面, 桌子后面, 桌子下面, 桌子前面. Okay, now you can stop the video and read it by yourself. And we can also replace the 桌子 with 椅子. And finally we have 椅子上面, 椅子下面, 椅子前面, 椅子后面. And could you point out the locations on the picture? Okay, now please read after me. 椅子上面, 椅子下面, 椅子前面, 椅子后面. Okay, now you can stop the video and read by yourself. Okay, since we have mentioned cat, 猫 before, so let's learn some animals in our daily life as well. They are 狗, 鸟, 鱼, which means dog, bird, and fish. Now please read after me. 猫, 狗, 鸟, 鱼. And now you can read it yourself and pay attention to 鱼. It's difficult to read. Okay, now you can find 猫 and 狗, they contain the same radical, which also indicates that this is a kind of animal. Okay, let's come to the last part, 动词 verb. The verbs we have learned before all contain just one character. These two verbs contains two. 学习 工作 which means study and work. Now please read after me. 学习工作. And we have learned 学校 and 学生 before, we find all of them contains the same character 学, which means study. So we can see the connection of them. 学校 means the place to study. 学生 means the one who study. Okay, let's play a game. Now I will give you some words we learned just now, but blocked by gray squares. And there is a bomb which will be ignited when I remove the square. So you have to read the words in certain seconds. If you finished, please press the spacebar. But if you failed, the bomb will explode. Okay, now let's do the level 1. In this round, you have 5 or 10 seconds. For the first 2, you have 10 seconds, and the last 2, you have just 5 seconds. Okay, let's start. Okay, the second one. Okay, now please read after me. 爷爷、奶奶、妹妹、上面、姐姐、哥哥、弟弟、下面。Okay, now you just have 5 minutes. Go on. Okay, and the last one. Okay, please read after me. 椅子、医生、医院、前面、猫、狗、鸟、后面。Okay, if you failed, you can go back to the beginning and do it again. Now let's move to the second round. This time, I will block their pinyin, and you also have 5 seconds. Okay, let's start. Okay, second one. Okay, go on. Okay, the last one. Okay, how was it? I hope you liked this video. Bye.